Testing? All right. Hello. What's up? I'm going to get a little rain going. Sandbox is streaming right now. Oh, they're playing the game I made for HODL? That's pretty cool. Or, oh, that's just the template. That's not the one I made for HODL. I was thinking they're playing the one I made for HODL. This is the template I used. All right, let's get some rain going. Almost there. Should have left the BRB up. All right. So Roxy worked really hard on putting together a proposal that was approved, and we're really excited about it. And so we are supposed to be milestones every week, and this is, we thought, a good way to show off the project so far and just kind of work on it a little bit at the same time, to open up lines of communication with anybody who would like to see the project so far. So today I'm gonna be starting on really putting the logic together. Since we were approved, Roxy and I have really been getting together a lot to make sure we're on the same page and just like setting off on the right foot. And you can see Roxy's gone pretty crazy doing world building so far. And I really like the concept, which I'm not going to totally get into all of this today. Maybe we'll do some running around so you can see everything. It'll be pretty self-explanatory. But today I'd like to make some progress on what the judges and the artist, contestant, and models are going to go through so that the logic works. And how am I going to manage this? So I've done a little work so far. Where this is where we spawn in, and on the main floor over here there's going to be a judge and contestant entrance. So it's set up as an NFT sensor right now. and it's checking for a Gary head that Roxy and I have. It's like our admin pass right now, I guess. But we're gonna make NFTs for each show, so there's gonna be at least 6 shows that we'll put on, and you're gonna get an NFT for each show so that you can get granted access to that show to the basement. That's the idea so far. Or it's going to be a password. So everything is very white right now. But you come down here, and what I need to do is have tags that drive the logic. Tags and variables. And so there's one way to add a tag or remove tags from avatars right now, and that's an actor property switcher. So my idea in the basement is to put together dressing rooms that only that judge or that artist or that model is supposed to go into. So I'll need 3 dressing rooms for the judges. The judges, when they're up on top, they sit over here. On the north side of the experience, where you walk towards the judges. So in the basement, I kind of want the dressing rooms to be in the general same idea, on the north wall, facing south. So let's use some gray blocks for the back. Lock this in. So I'm tired of looking at all this white. So this is the north wall. So 17 deep. So we're going to box out some space back here. And everything right now is very just for the framework and the foundation of the project. Put a lot of makeup and stuff on it later very easily once you have the foundation done. So we have this area back here. And so this goes 96 across. Three rooms. I don't think I want anybody else to have doors on this side. So the judge dressing rooms are the biggest. And then we have to fit 8 down the side and back. So we might have to put some over here. But for now, let's just have 3 dressing rooms on the north wall for the judges. All right, let me see here. So 96 divided by 3 divided by 2. 32 and 16. Okay. Dang it, dude. Okay, B. Let's go here, start here. I had 2 blocks on the floor and we're going to change it to 1 with this dark gray. Hopefully I can get in the corner. All right. So let's imagine the doors are here in the middle and we'll be like, there's a door. There's a door. There's a door. These are walls. And the spacing will probably have to become better or closer. Probably don't need all the space for a judge, but if you're a judge, you probably get a big dressing room, right? All right, so let's replace this with a door. The back rooms door. You're in the back rooms. Replace. Okay. So this is going to be more like a teleport judge 1. Judge 1 become judge 1. This does not have active property switcher on it anymore. And so this is going to act as a teleporter. It doesn't talk to the rules. It's likely just going to talk to itself. Teleport judge 1. And so I've created a teleport spot already. So I'm just gonna control duplicate that. Here. No collisions and invisible. And spawning point. Judge. What's up, Kay? Good to see you in chat. This is the start of the logic of the fashion show. Roxy's been working on world building, going crazy. And I'm building the logic room right now. How you become a judge, how you become a contestant, a model, so that I can set up the logic for it to work later. Alright, so this is called spawning point judge 1. So this teleport takes you to the judge 1 spot. Now nobody else is supposed to go in here, because that'll break the logic. So I'll probably have to have like a cleaning spot just in case. But yeah. So I really have to put an emphasis on make sure you don't go into anybody else's room that you're not supposed to, or you could break the game. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Hey, welcome to the chat, Nasman. Good to see you. Working on a new project that we're excited to get approved for. Working to just meet some milestones and set the framework up. Set ourselves up for success on what's going to be a fashion show. A repeatable fashion show that we're going to put on. So it should be pretty fun and interesting. Right now I'm getting started on the logic in the basement. So we're setting up, if you're going to be judge 1, we're setting up what's going to happen if you're judge 1. So you're going to push this button, teleport judge 1 is the message. There's an indicator on it. It says become judge 1. Teleports you to the spot we just made inside. So I'm also going to make it an animation. That when it gets the message teleport judge 1, we're going to play opening. It's interruptible. I think so. At the end, we will say, let's create a new animation first. And it's called closing. On received message, play message, I'm just going to use this message that says closing because I'm going to send the message to itself. I think I have to hit edit logic. Broadcast type. We're going to send these messages to ourselves. So message at the end is closing. So after it opens, it closes. It is interruptible. I want to see things. So this will show me if it opened twice or something. If somebody opened it that they're not supposed to. They will disappear, but also we'll see the door open. And we can give it a sound. I wish you could add more than one sound on something. That would be sweet. I have the volume turned down. Okay. Which one? I kind of like that one. Just a click. Click, click. That one's nice. Wood. So that one goes with this. Great sounds. Wood door open 2. Wood door 2. Okay, so at least we can do open on this one. Doesn't loop. Is interruptible. True. Closing. Message to play. Teleport. Judge 1. And so let's think of a way to do this simple. Let's say, so everything message should have like a root word. So this is going to be a sound. So let's say it's like sound for closing. And we're going to broadcast to like everyone in range, and we'll just keep it small. And it just broadcasts once. You could just do specific tags in range too, just to make it even more concise, and let's put the tag as logic. Just a minute, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So let's just use actual, oops. Let's use actual logic assets. We'll hit it right there. We'll put it right next to it. And so this is another sound because you can only put one sound component on each thing. So, and it's got the logic tag on it to make sure we're not talking anything we don't want to talk to. Closing. That one. So this is where the sound from closing, and it's interruptible. Well, it can't be interrupted. Can't hit it with any other messages because I'm sending self for all of this. Like this as well. I have to edit logic to get where I put in the tag. All right. Sorry, I will be right back in just 1 minute. All right, I'm back. So, also, how far am I sending this sound? 3D sound. I do want it to be a 3D sound. Edit logic button needs to go, please. Sorry. 3D sound. True. 10. I think 10's good. I'm just going to use 10. True. 10. Great, so I don't have to change it if I use 10. So we have them teleport into the other side. There's an animation. There's a sound. What happens once you're in here where nobody else is supposed to ever come? You're going to hit a trigger volume when you're in here. That's going to give you a tag. And it's going to set up variables like record your name, like your username into a variable, for example, and maybe like set a variable that's your role. So I could potentially use like an integer, and depending on if it's like 1 through whatever, 20 or whatever, I could say what role you're supposed to have. So maybe if you're 1, 2, or 3, that means you're the judge 1, judge 2, and judge 3. Maybe if you're 0, that means you're an audience member. If you're like -1, maybe that means you're admin. Stuff like that, for example. So we're going to start doing that process right here. Let's just go ahead and make where you spawn in also the trigger volume. And we're going to make it more of a box and fill it into your room. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I couldn't understand what was happening. I was like, I'm pretty sure this should be in by now. So 32 should be 16. However this is going to work, I'm not quite sure. Right now I'm thinking it would be nice if it could be a trigger volume that you only enter once when you enter the room and you can't enter it again because it's the size of the room. Nobody can get under the map, so that doesn't really matter. So, enter. I usually use enter. I did make this message already called set judge 1. I think this would be a good spot for it. So, trigger volume set judge 1. And this is probably where we definitely want to talk to the rules. Every avatar, whoops. Broadcast to the rules. So once we get teleported into this room, we're going to send set judge 1 up into the rules. That's going to send back a message. It's going to give this player the right tag. So, actor property switchers can give players a tag. Tags to add, so this would be like judge 1. Just everyone in range. You can't change this one to a box, it has to stay a circle. So potentially I'll trap the player in the middle of the room until I'm sure that this happens. So set judge dot 1 dot tag So we're going to be up in the rules. And I don't have any boards or any rules yet. So let's rename this board to one player join, because I have no idea what's going to happen here. We'll create a new category. Let's call it Logic Room, aka the basement. And we'll put a new board in there. I don't know. Could be as specific as we want. Let's just start with judge 1 variables. Or maybe it's just going to be judge variables. Probably. Okay, so there's a check mark, which means we're on this page. So we're going to need some variables. So like I said before, let's create a player variable that's called... Hey, Roxy, good to see you. I'm glad the troll alerts are working. And thank you for the inevitable follow. So let's call this variable your role. There it is. Testing out all the sources or whatever. I don't know if you heard the sound effect, but I did. Of course not. Role. There's also going to be definitely a text, a global, there's going to be a global text for each role. So it's a lot of variables right there. But this is going to be judge text judge 1 name. No sound on the notification. Sorry, dude. I'll have to get that fixed. I'm not sure where it's getting piped in. So when the message set judge 1 pops up here, we have to replace a number. What? Like stuck in there. What the? Set judge 1. Roll. Why can't I move this? What are you doing to me? If you're judge 1, we'll say you're 1. It's kind of glitched. Set judge. Let's be as specific as we can. I got rid of it. This is Judge 1 role. Dude, what the heck? Judge 1 role. And then we're going to add a rule in here that is going to be edit text value. This is Judge 1 username. Oh, no, that's its own rule, isn't it? Wait, where is this? An event? Oh, here it is. It's in here. Let's hit this button and say, store player name. Here we go. So set Judge 1 into text Judge 1 name. And I want to send a message. So set Judge.1, send message back to specific tags that are like logic.judge.1, I guess. And the message is going to be set Judge1 tag. Boom, I just need to make sure this has the right tag on it. That didn't get copied. What was it? Check. Copy. Logic.judge. There it is. Alright, for now I'm going to set up some admin stuff on the board. So let's go to on the player join board. I want to grab my on player join. On player join, we're going to on player join. And this message is going to activate a HUD for us. So I want to start looking at things. So let's pay attention to our role, which is this is backend. And let's pay attention to Judge. Actually, let's do it like this, because I'm going to do all of them, so. Judge 1. And, this is the role. I'm not really sure what else is going to happen in here yet. What I'm going to do for now is just go ahead and give myself an exit. Why is this still up one extra? What the heck? Oh, dot dot, because it's behind my measurer. Okay, so I just have an exit. So I'm Judge 1. So I'm supposed to go in this door. Become Judge 1. Dang, that's anticlimactic for sure, dude. Impossible Dream Studio and roll 1. Hey, at least some of it's working. Teleport Judge 1. Oh. Why is it possessed? Opening. Closing. Infinite loop. That's why, duh. You gotta uncheck infinite loop. Could also make some admin teleports so I don't have to run through this every time, for sure. At least one admin teleport. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this. And I'm gonna put it over here because this is where I'm testing. Spawning. Let's call this the spawning admin teleport. And so let's create a teleport here. And let's just call it on player join for now, so I don't have to do anything. And it's gonna teleport to the admin right away, hopefully. Boom. Okay, so I heard it. Which doesn't sound loud enough, so we gotta send this message a little further. to this guy. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm about done streaming for today. I like streaming for 1 hour chunks. I know it's not the best to get views and stuff, but with my kids over the summer, I don't have a ton of time. So at least we're still making progress 1 hour at a time here. So since I got this going, I'll be able to make the next 2 judge rooms really quickly. Then we can get working on the artists in the model rooms and what that means. People are going to have to be able to run out. So they're going to want to run out of the room for sure. So let's put that together quick. So I'm going to duplicate this. Let's do good practice. I should also create, start putting stuff in folders and organizing too, for sure. So logic asset dot sound dot closing. Logic asset dot TV and judge TV exit judge 1. So what am I going to do with this logic asset? Going to create a trigger volume. That's pretty small. Maybe a little bigger. That's too big. So I'll have that. So I don't really care if the judge interacts with the door more than once on accident. They'll realize that they're interacting with the door, but we have to make sure nobody else interacts with the door. You have to make a cleaning station too, just in case, to clean people's rolls and stuff. And yeah, there's going to be a little bit to manage. But this is going to be a trigger volume. And hopefully we can just use this exit message. We don't have to change anything. And we're going to broadcast it to itself. It's also going to be a teleport. That's waiting for the message exit. Go ahead and duplicate this one. Up off this way. And we'll make it invisible. No collisions. Spawning point. Exit judge 1. All right, so now you can get out. Actually, you know what? If you do this, I should probably tie it all into the door opening and closing and the sound again, huh? Which probably wouldn't be that difficult. I'm just going to leave it like this for now, but we do need to have all those fine details in this experience for sure. I would like. All right. So that was day one of working on the logic. First time we put any rules on, dropped any logic assets down. It was a lot of fun. I think we have a pretty good idea of what we need to do to set up at least judge one here. So the rest of the dominoes will start falling. Oh, dumb. I'm dumb sometimes. I'm pretty dumb sometimes. It's going to be you exiting, but it's still going to be when you enter. The trigger volume. All right. Is Sandbox still streaming? There's not going to be any waxiness on this one, Roxy. Is there? So now you'd be in Judge's one dressing room, which is ginormous. Move it out farther so that the camera can clip out. Awesome. Cool. Well, that's all I've got. So reach out to myself and Roxy if you want to compete as a contestant and create some gear. Start throwing that idea out there. We're going to need some judges too, but I'm not really sure where the judges are going to come from or if we need to really ask for judges. I'm sure the judges might just show up. If you build it, they will come sort of thing, hopefully. But yeah, we really need contestants to build gear sets. And there's likely going to be themes and stuff. And that stuff will be announced. So be on the lookout for it. Alright. Much appreciation to everybody that's been hanging out with me. Be on the lookout for my streams. Be on the lookout for a fashion show in the Sandbox. Hugs and kisses.